Hey guys, what's up? It's Erin, and today I'm going to be going into a tutorial for the, and I know I'm really late at this because it came out in spring, but we're going to be going through the Nectar collection, a little bit of it anyway. I have the Knockout, which is the blush and highlight, and then I have Blow Me Away, which are the pressed powder shadows. These are both from ColourPop. So I already did my foundation and my concealer. I used a moisturizer underneath the foundation and concealer instead of primer because sometimes primer just doesn't do the job. And the moisturizer was also tacky enough that I didn't have to put on an eyeshadow primer either. So we have no eyeshadow primer or face primer at all going on. I did use this new tool that I did a little video for you on. I love them. They're so cool. So definitely good about that. So I'll go ahead real quick and show you what products I did use on my face already. So I used, let's go ahead and just gather these up here. Let's see, where did I put, there we go. Alright, so for the foundation, I put on Maybelline's Fit Me Dewy in Smooth one. It has a little bit of SPF in it. It's SPF 10. So it was definitely good for my skin at this point because when you're taking off your makeup, you tend to dry your skin out. And I had done a look earlier today, so I needed to scrub that off, and then now I'm doing another one. So once I applied and got through all of my foundation, I went in with the e.l.f. finishing powder in the shade Light Medium, and it looks like that. As you can see, I've already hit pan on it. It's a really, really good product, and I did it all over the face so that it looks a little nicer, not so much like Blue-Eyed Albino. So I used this. I fully intend on replacing it once I have to, so there's always that. And then for concealers, I used two different concealers because around your eyes you want to illuminate them, you want to make them highlighted. So for the eyes, I went ahead and used Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind. I got the smaller version, and this is a little sponge up here that when you crank this up, you twist it and product goes up into the sponge. You just start to move it around a little bit and you get full coverage from it. It's very, very good, and it's in the shade Fair, if I didn't mention that already. This is the small one. There's a much bigger one, but you won't be as precise with the bigger one because it can just get everywhere. So definitely go for the smaller version. Yeah, it's less product, but you get more bang for your buck. So just definitely be aware of that. And then for the rest of the face, I used the e.l.f. concealer, which is also in the shade Fair. It's a little darker on skin types like mine, so you do really have to blend and spend a little bit more time really making sure that it goes in with everything. And as far as foundation is concerned, make sure that it goes all the way down your neck, not just like right here, because I saw that mine had done that in the previous look I did today, and it was just really bad. So yeah, this is a really good concealer as well. I used it right around the mouth, the mole, the freckle. Yeah. So now we get to go into the actual eyeshadow application. So happy to do that. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and go into the set called Blow Me Away. So I'm going to zoom you in so that you get to see it in its full glory. Alright, so that should be close enough for you guys to do that. So this is called Blow Me Away. You can't read it on camera for whatever reason. And again, it's by ColourPop. These are their pressed powder shadows. They do have the names of the shadows on the back. I wish they had it on the actual package, but they don't. So I will go ahead and put that in front of me, and I will let you know as I go. Now, you get actually 6 different shades. It's just 2 of them are loose. So you get 4 different shades here, and once you hit pan on these and run out of them, you can actually pop that shadow out of that socket and put one of the individual shadows in there. So you guys just got to see those. So the other 2 shadows here, one is a metallic and one is a matte. So hold on, it tried to fall out of my hand. So you get these 2 little puppies as well. And I intend to use them, so I will let you know their names as well. Their names are written on the back of their little pans. So I will go ahead and do that when the time comes. But what you have is you have 1 metallic. In these 4, you have 1 metallic and 3 mattes. So just to get into it and truly show you how this works, just to let you know, all my brushes are like 50-50 on ColourPop and e.l.f. So yeah. Alright, so we want to start off with what's called a transition shade. And let me show you. So you kind of want a color that's just going to be the basis of it, okay? So with this, basically I would pick this color right here. It's a little difficult for you to see that. Here, let me do it this way and see if you can see it. So this is much better. So this one would be your transition shade. And of course that one is called Issues. So I'm going to take a fluff brush from ColourPop, make sure that it's clean on my skin, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into that shade, but I want to make sure that you get a fresh canvas, so I will be right back. Okay, so I know I zoomed you in, and now we're going to go ahead and continue with the video. My camera was going out of focus, so if you've already applied it, the shadow Issues, you want to put a little bit on both eyes as your transition, so it can look a little bit like this. It's okay if you can't see it very much, because this is a transition shade, so don't worry about that. Now you can take the same brush, and I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of this shade right here. Let's see. Yeah, this shade right here. And that shade is called Centerfold. I'm going to use the same brush and coat it in that color. Remember, tapping off any excess and just going over the eyelid itself. We're not going to the brow bone. Just really go in and go ahead and do that, and then take it again for the other eye. And yeah, you can either go as slow or as fast as you want to here. But yes, you're going to want to take Centerfold and go in here. Now, I almost want to take a different brush here. So I'm going to take a different fluffy brush, also by ColourPop. I'm going to go into that same shade and bring it onto the eye here. I just like to really make it a deep orange So this is where, this is how the eyelid goes. So this is centerfold. And now what I want to do is I want to grab a crease brush. So I'm going to take this crease brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm going to go into this shade right here. And I'm gonna, that one right there is known as Slim Fit. I'm gonna dunk into that. Oh my gosh. My camera's driving me cuckoo-ca-choo. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that color. And I'm gonna go ahead and you wanna start right there. And go ahead and just really focus on these outer edges here. And just really get it in there. Now that's an intense look, I know. And now go in. Don't forget that, you know, if this is too much, we can always tone it down. But this is kind of where I go with it. And I already know where I'm going to put that metallic shade, so I'm not real worried about this. So I'm really happy about that. So this is what I would do with that, but again, you go with your comfort, not what I would do. And now what I will do, what I want to do is take an eyeshadow brush, and I just kind of want to plant this metallic shade right here into the center here and just really work that. And that shade is called Take a Break. So I'm going to take an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to dunk into that metallic shade and just tap off any excess that you have and just go in on that and just really focus it. Coat the brush now again, knock off any excess, and go on to the other eye here. And notice how I'm going down instead of like side to side. That's because sometimes this is almost like a halo eye. You don't necessarily want to ruin that. So I'm going to take a little bit more. And I'm going to do the same thing with my right eye. Just adding a little bit more into our center. And that is exactly what I would definitely say is good out of here. So those are the 4 shadows that are in the palette, but we have not forgotten about these 2 individual shades here at all. So again, one is a matte and one is a metallic. The matte shade is called Cutouts, and the shimmer shade is called Suave? Yeah, Suave, I think. So what I want to do is take a, let's see here, did I pull out? Yes, I did. Okay, so I want to take a ColourPop brush, and this is a pressed pigment brush, and I'm going to go ahead and in that area of that metallic, I'm going to go ahead and take this other metallic shade here, which again is called Suave, take my brush here and just sort of coat both sides here. Tap off the excess and go in on that metallic area as well. Ooh, look at that. I didn't think that was going to be really as pretty as that is. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that is pretty. My gosh, why didn't I know about this earlier? My goodness. Knock off any excess and just go in on the other eye. My word. I mean, this is gorgeous. Okay, wow. That's what that looks like. And what I want to do now, actually, is take, and more than just one thing showed up with this, I want to take one of the shimmers that came with the Nectar collection, and I actually want to apply it onto my brow bone, because, I mean, it looks so gorgeous. So it looks like this. This is one of their Super Shock shadows. And I want to show you how pigmented this is. So I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to swirl a few times in here. Swirl a few times. And then just ignore what's already on my hand. But look at this. Like, that is gorgeous. And it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, and I love that. You can see it. It looks so great. So, and it is a shimmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take, let's see. I'm going to take a fluff brush that is from ColourPop. Make sure it's cleaned up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl it into the Super Shock. Just gather a lot of this product. Then go on to the brow bone. And go on over. Now, it does not appear to be doing much on that brush, so I'm going to go ahead and go back with that packed brush and move that over. We're going to go back into the product. So we're just going to really dig our way around in there, because with Super Shocks you tend to have to use your fingers, which if that's the case, then that's what I'm going to do. So now we're going to do this. Oh yeah. Now we have a very smooth application. And let's see if we get any more onto this eyelid here, because we want to have it on both brow bones. So I think I'm actually going to apply it with my finger and see how that goes, because I mean, you saw the swatch. So gonna rub around with my finger here, really gather up a lot of that product and just really put it on there. And that's what that looks like. And then go ahead on into that shadow again and just work your way over. There you go. So that is what that looks like. Now always make sure that if you have a Super Shock shadow that you put the lid back on as soon as you can so it doesn't dry out. And just so you know, the name of this is called Flipper. So if you ever wanted to know that. But now that's on our brow bone and it looks so good. So now we're going to put away the eyeshadows. Going to put them in that individual palette and back in their proper casing, because we want to make sure that we're organized with our makeup, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into what is called the Knockout. And this is their blush and highlighting duo. So I don't think you need to be very close for this one. So here, we're just going to zoom you out a little bit. There we go. And for this one, I mean, I'm still going to use my e.l.f. highlighting brush and e.l.f. blush brush. So you know, for me, I always put the blush on first. So this comes with a mirror, but this is what the product looks like. This is our blush, this is our highlighter, and for these particular ones, you do want to kind of give yourself a little bit of a buildup of the blush. So tap off any excess, and much like you would anything else, you gotta give a smile. Just give a little smile, a little more, and a little bit like that. Now that might be a little too much, but we're just gonna bring it in and do this. And with that highlighter, it's not gonna look that orangey anyway once that highlighter is applied. So that is enough blush on both sides. Now if you really want to get all highlighty with it, we'll do that in a second. This is my highlighting brush, just to make sure I have any old highlighter out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and go into this one. Now I should have told you what the blush was called. The blush is called, excuse my French, and then the highlighter that I'm about to dig into is called Like to Watch. So we're going to go ahead and gonna dunk in that with our e.l.f. highlighting brush. Now I have a fan brush from e.l.f. and from ColourPop, but you know what? This one works better, so. Alright, once again, find your cheeks, pat it on, and just kind of go for it. And you can heavily coat on this if you want. I like a lot of highlighter, so yeah. So you see how it's actually gotten a little less intensely orange. Like I said, the highlighter tends to help to alleviate that problem. So we're gonna just keep going for a second here. Now that's definitely highlighted on both sides. If you want to do the nose, you can with whatever residual highlight you have. Oh, I love that. So, and please don't say in the comments, girl, you need to work on your brows, because I know I need to work on my brows. I need to shave the uni off tonight, but we'll work on that. So just do any last second blending, and then off you go with that. I mean, you can do up here and up here and just give yourself that full-on glow if you want to, but I don't really think you need to. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that away, and then we get to experiment with two of the lip colors that I actually liked from the collection. And please don't ask me what type they are, because it all wiped off the tubes, so I have no idea. So sorry. But I have a lippy from ColourPop that says Likely, and I also have another one that says Exaggerated. This one looks a little more orange to me than this one does, so I'm just gonna go with this. And if you thought I forgot about the mascara, I didn't. I was giving my eyes a little bit of a break, but what I'm going to do now is put on the liquid lip, and then we'll go in with the mascara. So, here we go. So now you have orange lips and you're ready for whatever you're gonna do. Go ahead and stick that back in, and again, this shade is called Exaggerated. So we're gonna go in with the lovely L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I do love it, and I can see why everybody else on YouTube, all them beauty gurus, loved it so much, because man, it makes my lashes look like they're on fleek. Okay, so we go in with this. You always want to wiggle them so that you get an even application. Now, these can make your lashes look like falsies, I'm just saying. So, I love this mascara. Okay, so now that we're done with mascara, we can go ahead and I think we can do some setting spray now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. So here we go. Ready? Let's do it. I probably sprayed on way too much, but hey, at least I know it's not going to move. So we'll go ahead and back you up a little bit. So you can see that with your hair down and flowing, that you can have a really good look and definitely just rock your day. I personally love how it turned out. I hope that you did too. So if you loved how everything went and you would like to see more stuff like this from me, hit the subscribe button and click on that bell. It'll notify you every time I post a new video, and you guys, you don't want to miss a thing. You don't. I'm planning things that you're just gonna love. So that's it for now. I will have all my social media stuff down in the description box, as well as my P.O. box address. I've had a P.O. box for a little over a month now, and if you guys feel that you want to send me something, send it to the P.O. box that I provide you the address for, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So definitely let me know, and let me know what you thought of this video and how it was. Let me know what you think about the look, and I hope to see you soon. Alright guys, I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.